Good afternoon. Welcome to Yoga Club Live with Caregiving 101. My name is Bob and I'm here with one of my yoga students, Kevin, and we're on the floor this afternoon for 30 minutes of floor yoga. So if you've got a yoga mat, roll it out, a carpeted floor, a blanket, just someplace where you can get on the floor and be comfortable. And if you're with us this afternoon and getting to the floor isn't a possibility, then get to your yoga chair, and remember we're on a sturdy chair that doesn't have wheels on it so that you can be secure and firmly planted in your seated position. And while you're getting set up, I'll talk a little bit about what we're going to do today. Our 30-minute practice this afternoon is focusing on our spine, finding spine strength, and through the strength in our spine, we find flexibility in our spine. If in your yoga space you have access to a little bit of music and want to turn on some soft, comforting music in the background, I like that with my yoga practice as well. Something that is soothing, that will help me to focus and find my meditative place on my yoga mat with my yoga practice and allow me to find a better place with my meditation. So, shall we start? Starting as we always do in seated Tadasana with our breathing exercise, remembering that we were pulling the oxygen from way down low, filling the lungs up from the bottom to the top when your lungs are full. Hesitate at the top of your breath, and then with your exhale, empty your lungs from the top to the bottom, and at the base of your breath, find another hesitation. This inhale and exhale should be a fluid movement that doesn't have a beginning or an end. It just has a hesitation at the top of your breath and a hesitation at the base of your breath. With every inhale, you're trying to bring more oxygen into your body, filling up your lungs more full than the time before. And with every exhale, you're trying to empty your lungs out completely. This cycle of breath is bringing energy into our body along with the oxygen. And this energy with our exhale is going where we need it in our body. The oxygen coming into our body is filling up our lungs and helping to oxygenate our blood flow. And that is one of the prime benefits of our yoga practice, is oxygenating the blood and getting more blood to the different parts of our body. So I'm going to let my voice fade away for just a couple of moments, not too long, to give you the opportunity to find your breath and settle into your breath cycle. If you want to gently close your eyes, you're welcome to do that, or keep your eyes open, whatever is more calming and comfortable and allows you to breathe. Big, full breath cycles, big, full inhales, hesitate at the top of the breath, and a big, full exhale, hesitating at the base of your breath. Big, full inhales, big, full exhales. And remember, we are inhaling and exhaling through the nose, not through the mouth. Big inhales and big exhales. Breathing through our nose helps us to control our heart rate. And that's another thing that we're trying to do with our yoga practice. Big, full inhale. Big, full exhale. One more big breath cycle. Beautiful. Hesitate at the top of the breath. Exhale. Hesitate at the base of the breath. So, let's begin our active portion of our class today. Remember, we're focusing on our spine. So let's start in tabletop. Sometimes this posture is called all fours. And in tabletop, we want our wrist directly below our shoulders, and our hands, our arms are shoulder width apart. And we want our knees directly below our hips, and our knees are hip width apart. You want your back flat and the crown of your head forward, and then breathe here. Big full inhale, big full exhale. Tabletop is a neutral breathing spot. And if any of our postures today become a little too aggressive for you, you're welcome to come back to tabletop. It's a beautiful place to find your breath again and help to bring energy back into your body. And while we're talking about energy and our yoga practice, yoga is bringing energy into the body, not depleting your body of energy. So if you ever feel a little exhausted, come back to a neutral breathing place. Maybe it's tabletop right here. Maybe it's in child's pose, which is a posture that we're getting ready to do. And then breathe to bring energy into your body. And when that feeling of being overwhelmed or depleted of energy starts to pass, then you can rejoin your yoga practice. Remember, the breath, that is the most important thing that's happening in our yoga. And in fact, if you are breathing purposefully, you're doing the yoga. So a couple of big breath cycles here in our tabletop. Now we're going to leave our tabletop and go into child's pose. So inhale, and then with the exhale, send your hips back to your heels. So we're resting and relaxing our chest on our thighs and actually melting the chest toward the thighs with every exhale that you take. And if you are ready to melt deeper into the posture, you can take your forehead to the mat as Kevin has done. And from this place, you're relaxing. If you want a little more active purpose in your child's pose, you can stretch your fingertips forward with your inhale, and then with your exhale, you're just melting to the floor. If you have your forehead on the mat, there's very little weight on your forehead. It is all balanced back in the middle portion of your body. So if you need to shift the weight back a little to recenter your balance, do that. And you're still breathing here using your exhale to melt toward the floor. Child's pose is a wonderful posture to come to just to relax. We are also releasing the spine here. So we're relaxing and stretching and opening up the spine. So you should feel a little bit of lengthening in your spine with every exhale that you take as you melt to the floor. One more big inhale. One more big exhale. Then on the next inhale, let's push back up. Pushing the hips back up, coming back up to tabletop. So the wrists are below the shoulders and the knees are below the hips. Take a big breath cycle here. And now we're going to do an arm-leg extension. Sometimes this posture is called bird dog, and maybe you might recognize the intent here in just a minute. We are stretching our arms and legs one at a time, and this is releasing tension and stress in the shoulders. So shift the weight over to your left hand and your right knee. And then with the next inhale, lift your right arm and your left leg. So you're stretching your fingers and your toes as far away from your body as you can. Keep your eye gaze on the floor and continue breathing here. Inhaling, and then with the exhale, just stretching out. We are relaxing and taking stress out of our shoulders with this posture and elongating the body. So one more inhale, and then with the exhale, let's relax that. Coming back to tabletop. So wrists are below the shoulders, knees are below the hips. Take a big breath cycle here. Now let's do it on the other side. So shift the weight over to your right hand and your left knee. And then with the inhale, lift the left arm and the right leg. If this second side is a little easier, don't be surprised. It is for a lot of us. Our body has this beautiful way of finding its center of balance. And you tested that center of balance and set it with the first side, and it's right there for you now. So with your inhale, stretch your fingers and toes away from your body. One more inhale, and then with the exhale, let's let that go. So left hand down to the mat, right knee to the mat. Find your tabletop, wrist below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Take a big inhale, and then with the exhale, let's go back to child's pose again. Child's pose is a beautiful posture to come to in between our active postures, allowing us to find release in the spine. So if you have trouble with your spine at any time during the day, and you can, just get to the floor, do child's pose. Stretch it out, relax it. We're opening up the spine Don't have any pressure on the lower spine, and that's a beautiful place to start to relax and release tension in the spine and just let it go. One more inhale, one more exhale. Then on the inhale, let's push back up. Coming back up to tabletop. And now a few spine strengthening postures. This is our Cobra series. So bend your elbows and let's come down on the mat. So you're fully extended and flat on the floor. And if this is not possible for you today, just stay in your tabletop. You can get a little bit of the effects of this posture here. The first part of our posture is called Cobra Pose. So bring your chin onto the mat. Thumbs are in tight with the chest. Fingertips are under the shoulders. Elbows are in tight with the body. Legs are together, strong and engaged. And toes and heels are touching. So in this posture, we are calling on the strength of our lower spine to lift our upper body. So before we begin, visualize a yellow-white light at the base of your spine. See it there at the base of your spine. That is where the strength is that we're going to call on to lift our upper body. So exhale all the air out of your lungs, and then on the inhale, start to peel up off of the floor using your lower spine strength. So if in the beginning you need to use some hand strength to support yourself, go ahead and do that, but try to minimize the use of your hands and call on the strength of your lower spine. So with every inhale, you're gently lifting up with the strength of your lower spine, lifting your upper body against gravity, and then with the exhale, settling into your place, and then with the inhale, calling on that strength of your lower spine to lift up a little more. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Release it gently. Coming back down to the mat, put your left ear on the mat, face the right side. Arms are down by your side, palms are facing up, and breathe. This neutral place allows for even flow of freshly oxygenated blood. When we are flat on the floor, we are leaving the constriction of our posture and coming here to allow the body to reset and relax and allow oxygen to reach the whole body. So one more big inhale, one more big exhale. Now bring your chin forward on the mat again. It's time for our next spine strengthening posture. It is called Sphinx Pose. So palms face down, thumbs are in tight with the chest, fingertips are under the shoulders. Exhale all the air out of your lungs, and on the inhale, lift up using the strength of your lower spine until your elbows are on the mat. This is why we call this Sphinx Pose. Wrists are on the mat. Elbows are directly below the shoulders. Arms are shoulder width apart. And we're still focusing on the lower spine, but now we're melting into the lower spine. So with the inhale, try to lift your chest up slightly. And with the exhale, just melt into the lower back and spine. See that yellow-white light at the base of your spine, and with every exhale, you're sending the energy in your breath with your exhale to the lower back and spine. In these back-bending postures that we are in right now, we are bringing strength to our spine, and from strength in our spine, we find flexibility in our spine. So wonderful benefits coming out of these postures. Also, when we're back bending, we boost our metabolism, and that's always a good thing. And a boost in the metabolism that we get in our yoga practice actually stays with us for a couple of hours after we finish our yoga work. So one more big inhale, lift the chest up, and with the exhale, gently let the posture go. This time we want to put our right ear on the mat and face to the left, arms down by your side, palms face up, and breathe. This allows our neck to be in a neutral position in the other direction. And once again, we're in this neutral place to allow freshly oxygenated blood to flow through the body. So big full inhales, big full exhales here. Try to fill up your lungs so full that you can feel it back on your spine. So now we're ready for our third part of our spine strengthening series. This posture is going a little deeper, and anytime you need to, Modify the posture and stay where you need to stay with your movement today, realizing that as long as you're breathing, you're doing the yoga. So, third part of our Cobra series. Chin is forward on the mat again. Hands are back in their place. Thumbs in tight with the chest, fingertips under the shoulders. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. And on the inhale, push all the way up until your arms are straight. This posture is sometimes called seal pose. Sometimes it's called high cobra. It actually is working into up dog, which is another posture that has a lot of wonderful benefits. And we still are focusing on the lower back and spine. So with the inhale, you're lifting the chest up. And with the exhale, you are melting into the lower back and spine. You may see that my hips are on the mat and Kevin's hips are up off the mat. Both of them are right. I just have a little more flexibility in my lower back than Kevin does, and that allows me to get my hips on the mat. Neither one is right and neither one is wrong. They're just what is right for each of us with our body today. And as long as we're breathing, we're getting the benefits of the posture. So inhale, lift your chest up, and with the exhale, send the energy to the lower back and spine. Deep back bend, so big boost in our metabolism, building strength to the lower spine. One of my first yoga instructors that used to say, the strength and health in our body is in the health of our spine. And it is so true. Always working to keep a healthy, flexible, strong spine. Inhale, lift the chest up. And then with the exhale, gently bend the elbows. Coming back down to the mat. Back to our neutral place. So left ear on the mat, face to the right, arms down by your side, palms face up. Take a nice big inhale and a nice big exhale. Feel the energy coming into your body. It's spiraling up your spine. And then with the exhale, you're sending the energy where it is needed in your body. So one more inhale, one more exhale. Let's bring our palms up underneath our shoulders. And let's push back up, coming back to tabletop. So the wrists are below the shoulders, and the knees are below the hips. Big, full breath cycles, breathing big and full and deep. And next, we're getting ready to go into a posture that is called down dog. For a lot of people, coming into down dog for the first time is uncomfortable and they don't like it. But I ask you to make friends with your down dog, because there is so much benefit to this posture. It is a truly healing and restorative posture, and we'll talk about that a little more in just a minute. So, if down dog isn't for you, you can come back to your tabletop right here. Just remember that. Just stay with your breath. So inhale, and then with the next exhale, come up on your toes, straighten your legs, hips up to the ceiling, going into down dog. So with our down dog, the first priority is to have a flat back. Your head is hanging between your arms. Your heart and chest is open. And think of your ears being in line with your arms. So if you need to bend your knees a little bit to keep your back flat, that is A-OK. Don't forget to breathe. Big full inhales and big full exhales. And we want the weight out of the wrist and into the fingertips. That's really important. So you can gently push your weight forward. That'll help. But keep your palms flat on the mat. A visualization that I like is that your palms should be like pancakes. They're flat like pancakes, but they're also light and fluffy like pancakes. Pushing the middle knuckles into the mat will help to get the weight out of the toes. Stay with your breath. Big full inhales, big full exhales, still breathing through the nose. Down dog, we're lowering our blood pressure. We're strengthening our immune system. We're starting to help to repair any injuries that are in our shoulders. And our heart is having to work overtime to get blood up and over the hips and down to the feet. So it is a direct line from the heart down to the head. So you are maximizing oxygenated blood flow to the brain, and that is always a beautiful thing. So one more inhale, one more exhale. Inhale, and then with the exhale, gently bend at the knees. coming back down to our tabletop. So beautiful down dogs, everyone. Take a nice big inhale and a nice big exhale. Let's cross our feet over and come back to a seated position. So a little bit more about down dog. Usually for the first few times that you do down dog, it's not a comfortable place to be. It's not a normal movement for our body, but there is a lot of beautiful benefit that is coming out of down dog. So keep at it. Maybe coming into it more than one time a day and just try to stay in it a few more breaths each time you come into down dog. If you've got your back flat, the next thing you want to do is get your legs straight, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a future class. So let's do a forward fold. Continue with our back work here. We are going to round the back. Inhale, lift up, and with the exhale, gently let the head fall forward. Inhale, lift the chest up, and with the exhale, round the shoulders. So you're relaxing your shoulders and rounding them. This is relieving tension and stress in the shoulders. Inhale, lift up, and with the exhale, start to open up the back and spine. So we're rounding the back, and visualize your spine and that you're opening the vertebrae a little more from the back, from the top all the way down to the base. And then once the whole back is open, then let your whole upper body fold forward. You're using gravity and the weight of your upper body to allow your upper body to fold forward. And you probably are starting to feel it in your inner thighs and your hips. And as you continue to melt forward, you are activating every single muscle and joint down the back side of your body. Flex your feet, point your toes, whatever is feeling good in your feet as you start to activate all of the muscles in your back and spine. And once again, you can see that Kevin is really folded forward with the flexibility that he's got in his lower spine. And I don't quite have the flexibility to do that. So our yoga practices are all different. And depth isn't the purpose in the posture. It will happen when it's ready to happen. Your focus is on your breath, and your focus is on your form in the posture. And through those two things, you will start to find strength in your body. And through your strength, you'll find your flexibility. And it happens with each of us in a different way, on a different timetable, at a different time. So that's really not the point of your yoga. It's all about our breath and our form and our meditation, finding that connection with our mind and our body. That is the very definition of yoga. So let's stay here for a couple of more breaths. And now I want you to come out of this posture as slowly as you came into it. Feel the posture leave you from your toes, through your legs, using your breath. Every inhale lifting up, straightening the back and spine. Big full inhales, big full exhales. One more inhale, one more exhale. Beautiful. Now let's bring the feet up. Soles of the feet are on the floor. This posture is called Baddha Konasana, sometimes called seated cobbler pose. Inhale, lift your chest up, and with the exhale, gently let your knees fall out. Soles of the feet are coming together. That's why we call it cobbler pose. And the back and spine is straight and the chest is lifted. Focusing on your breath again with your inhale, lifting your chest up, filling your lungs completely full. And then with the exhale, send the energy to your inner thighs and hips. So visualize that energy that you have brought into your body with your inhale and see it dispersing to the inner thighs and hips with your exhale. Remember, in yoga, we say inhale the good stuff and exhale the bad stuff. But as you bring energy into your body with your inhale, want to keep that in and send it to a specific place in your body. And this time it's our inner thighs and hips. An opportunity here to massage your feet if you want to. So I was listening to a yoga instructor just the other day, and she said that this posture was the perfect opportunity to let your feet fall open and massage the bottoms of your foot. Not something that I typically hear associated with Baddha Konasana, but I never turn down the opportunity to get a little bit of a foot massage, even if I am giving it to myself. So breathe. Now coming back to our traditional cobbler, soles of the feet are together, chest is lifted. Take a nice big inhale and a nice big exhale. Now on the next inhale, bring the knees back up. Knees are together, soles of the feet are on the floor. Let's extend the legs again, shake them out. Knees popping a little bit, that happens. Shake them out. Big full inhale, big full exhale. And I want to end today with a spine twist. So we're twisting our spine. So visualize your spine and start to see it twisting from the bottom up. And every time we spinal twist our spine, we are actually detoxing our spine. So it's an opportunity to cleanse the spine and to remove impurities in the spine. So let's bring the right leg in. No, let's start with the left leg. Left leg in. Sorry about that. So the right foot is forward. So this is called seated spine twist. And we want both of our sits bones on the floor. So if you don't have the flexibility to do that, and the only way you can get your left leg to the floor is to really roll up like this, just extend the left leg. And if the sits bone is just slightly up off the floor, bring the right foot to the inside. Now the right arm, we're going to bring it back behind us, and we're going to use it like a second spine to help keep our spine straight and lifted. And then with the inhale, we're going to bring our left arm up and over on the outside of our right leg. So now with your inhale, I want you to lift up, and with the exhale, try to twist your spine from the bottom up. So every inhale is the opportunity to lift your chest up, finding openness in the spine. And then with your exhale, you're melting a little deeper into the twist. Now into the middle spine. Then with the inhale, lift up. And with the exhale, melting a little deeper, going into your twist, taking your eye gaze over your right shoulder. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Then gently and slowly coming out of the posture as slowly as you went into the posture, using your inhale to find space in your spine, and then your exhale to untwist. Coming back to neutral, let's swap our legs out. Now the right leg is on the bottom and the left foot is in front. Extending the right leg if you need to get your sitting bones flat on the mat. Left arm comes back behind you. Inhale, sweep the right arm up, around, and over. So we're trying to keep our shoulders squared off with the floor and delaying the movement of our head until we're twisting in the upper part of our spine. So inhale, lift up, and with the exhale, twist from the lower spine. Visualize your spine twisting. See it. Maybe it looks to you like a spiral staircase, and that yellow-white light of energy is walking up the spiral staircase as you twist a little deeper. And then once you're twisting in the upper part of your spine, let your eye gaze start to shift as you take your eye gaze over your shoulder. Still breathing. Big, full inhale. Big, full exhale. And with the inhale, lift up, starting to come up out of the posture as slowly as you went into it. Using your inhale to find space in the spine, and then using your exhale to come out of the posture back to neutral. Extend the legs. Let's shake them out one more time. Make sure you're in the middle of your mat, and then let's lie back. So you're on your back, arms are down by your side, palms face up, toes and heels touch, toes fall open. You are in position for your final Savasana. It is always the most important moment in your class. It is the opportunity for you to allow everything that you've wakened up with your yoga postures to find their home in your body. So breathe. With every inhale, as your belly rises, your lungs fill up. And with every exhale, as your lungs empty, your belly falls. With every breathing cycle, you are trying to bring more oxygen into your body. And with every breathing cycle, you are slowing down your normal breath. Big, full inhales. Big, full exhales. Still bringing energy into your body even now in this resting place. So with every inhale, see the energy spiraling up your spine. And then with your exhale, that energy is dispersing in your body where it is needed. Big full inhales, big full exhales. Until we meet again in Yoga Club, ending our class. Namaste.